welcome, Dan. It's a pleasure
Okay.
to see you again. What do you think of McDonald's and the iPhone offer? In fact, I needed a new iPhone, and let me see. I ended two. I'm going to go over to the local McDonald's.
Yeah. Look, this is just part of the ongoing story of it's hard to get people to work. I mean, McDonald's is doing the iPhone. Yesterday, I stopped at a local convenience store. They're offering a $500 signing bonus plus a $300 if you have proof of vaccination upon hire. You can get $800 just to
Wow.
just start working at a convenience store.
In fact, please tell me where it is, because I'm going to, even though I've been vaccinated, I'm going to put on my mask, change my outfit several times so I can collect several times for being a new worker and show up once. How do you like that?
Yeah. Now, the McDonald's thing, though, however, in small print, you have to be there for 6 months. So you don't get the iPhone immediately. So they make you hang around.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Now I got okay, continue. I got something that says that. Okay. The meeting is being recorded. What you say now may be used against you. Oh no, that's if you're arrested. I'm sorry. Okay. Go ahead, Dan.
But yeah, I mean, that's just part of this story where it's very hard to get people to work, and companies are offering incentives, and look, it's going to continue throughout the summer until these unemployment benefits start to run out.
Do you really think it's the unemployment benefits, or do you think there might be some people who don't want to have maybe older people who would work at a McDonald's saying, I'll wait till the pandemic is over. I don't want to endanger my health. Are there a few of those, you think?
Probably, but just in talking to people, I think it's more of people collecting. They're collecting unemployment. They're getting the bonus. That yet, they're making good money staying home, and for these jobs that aren't paying, way above minimum wage, you may very well be better off collecting unemployment.
Do you think there might be an incentive of saying, okay, instead of an iPhone, let's pay minimum wage through the end of the year or something, or if you're there 6 months, we'll give you back pay of minimum wage for the time you've spent here. But do you think that might be an incentive to get workers back, at least a temporary one?
Yeah, I think employers are trying everything. Whether it's the iPhone, whether it's a cash bonus, it's paid time off. They're desperate to get people to work. So yeah, I think that could very well be an incentive among all these other things. But the more important part of the story is that employers are having trouble filling spots.
Well, what do you think of President Biden doing something to relieve student loan debt? And personally, I wish he would do something to relieve professor debt as well. That would be great.
Yeah, look, that's a tricky one, because I think you're going to alienate parents and students that have struggled to pay their tuition and that have made life-changing decisions, chosen a less expensive school over another to not have student loans, or parents that have worked 2 jobs or have sacrificed to pay tuition to not have student loans. And then to come along and forgive those student loans for people that took them, I think you alienate a lot of the people that tried to do things a little differently. So I'm not in favor of it. I think I think there's a problem with higher education and the cost of higher education, and how it's gone up multiple times the rate of inflation over the last 20 years, and they should do things to curtail that. But to forgive student loans, when there's parents out there that have struggled to pay tuition so that their child wouldn't have student loans, I think that's wrong.
What I'm waiting for, for my child, is for Harvard to have a sale. Okay. First time only, new students, 50% off your degree instead of student loans. Why don't schools have a sale?
Because they don't because they don't have to. That's why. Trust me, if somehow people stopped attending, they probably would cut tuition. But because of student loans and because of the ease with which students are able to get loans, they're able to pay, these high tuitions. So I think it's a problem. I think the price of higher education is a problem, and certainly tuitions at a lot of these private schools are astronomical. But I don't think forgiving student loans is the answer. That's
Now, well, by the way, I've paid off my student loans already. Yeah, but what I could have invested in, just think, I could have bought Amazon stock instead of paying my student loan and let Jeff Bezos pay my student loan.
No, I mean, I see, I have clients or children of clients that are coming to me with, $50,000, $70,000, $80,000 of student loans, sometimes more. If but people that have gone to medical school, 6-figure student loans are more the norm than the exception. And that's, that's financially strangling for years,
right.
So it's, but then, then the flip side is, again, there's parents and students that have worked, extra jobs to not have student loans or to avoid, taking more. So I just think there would be an inequity there to forgive.
I see that. I just found out that Ron DeSantis from Florida, the governor of Florida, is just ending the $300 extra benefit for unemployment. What do you think of that? And hopefully he won't be pocketing it himself, because he's put on weight and there's no room in his pockets for anything extra.
Well, you know what? I don't think he's the first state to do that. There's been a few states to do that, and the states that are doing it because there's a plethora of jobs available. And I think the unemployment system is hard. It's hard for them to monitor, if you're looking for a job, or have you, are you actively seeking jobs? But if there's jobs out there, there's a plethora of jobs available, then yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that. I really don't. The $300 bonus was meant to help people make it through the times when businesses were shut down, but they're continuously opening up. And in states like Florida, I don't think there's any real hardship as far as businesses still being shut down, at least not enough to warrant that.
Well, I also think, maybe I'm wrong, that ending the $300 extra unemployment insurance, I don't think Melania and Donald are going to move from Mar-a-Lago because of that's ending anytime soon. Now, another question, for instance, about the Wuhan lab. That's in the news lately. What do you think of that? What do you think of that?
It's it's interesting how the narrative is kind of flip-flopped over the last 7-8 months, that it wasn't really looked at as a possibility 7-8 years ago, at least by some of the authorities, by Dr. Fauci. But now it seems like a more prevalent theory anyway, that maybe it did start in the lab. I'm not sure at this point that it has any financial impact on the stock markets, but nevertheless, kind of interesting that all of a sudden it's coming back in favor to think that yes, that may have started in a lab in Wuhan.
But at least every country is doing its own interpretation. South Africa, India, Brazil, they're all creative. They're creative. They just don't rely on imports from China. They're creating their own COVID virus.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're running out of time. Is there anything you'd like to say to our audience right now before you leave? And I love your head. What do you call it? Head bobbers there?
They're my mostly Philadelphia sports athletes, unless there's a superseding reason. So some people can make it up there if they're not a Philadelphia sport athlete. But no, the only thing, going on right now is we've been talking about inflation, literally for
Oh, yeah,
months.
yeah, I noticed that.
And, the Fed is coming out, trying to downplay that on the premise that, a lot of these inflation causing factors may not be around forever. Case in point, lumber and a lot of building materials, the price is up. Lumber is up literally 300%, which is inflationary, obviously, but the conditions that are leading to that, are they going to be around forever? Probably not. While there's certainly a case to be made for rising prices and inflation, but a lot of these inflationary factors may be temporary, at which point that's a good thing for markets and the economy. And that's kind of what the Fed is trying to put out there to ease those fears a little bit.
Great, thank you. And by the way, I'm shaking my head because I'm agreeing with you, and because can I be part of your collection someday too? In the back, that's in the back there.
It depends. Only special people make it up there. We'll see.
Well, anyway, thanks for being a special guest today.